What's up guys, welcome back. I'm so happy you're watching. So for today's video, I'm creating this berry eye look, but I'm also doing a mini review of the Fenty Beauty line. I finally got my hands on the products. So many people have been asking me to review the products, so basically my whole face, my whole base is all Fenty, so you'll hear my thoughts on the products. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. I hope you guys enjoy the look. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is mega moisturize my skin. So I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream and I'm going to add a few drops of the Skin Booster from Makeup Forever because I've heard that the Fenty foundation and matchsticks aren't great for dry skin, so I'm just going to pump as much moisture into it as possible. So I'm gonna take the Magic Cream and put a couple of drops of the Skin Booster in there and mix it up. This is like really nice and rich. Just getting it into my hair and just like really pressing it into my skin. And whatever's left, I can smooth away my flyaways. So now that I'm nice and moisturized, I'm going to take the Pro Filt'r foundation from Fenty Beauty and I'm using the color 290. Just gonna add this to the back of my hand. And another way to sort of dilute a more matte foundation is to use a damp sponge. It'll just kind of make the opacity go down like 1 or 2 notches. So I'm just gonna grab this, and this is a brand new sponge from Elcie Cosmetics. I'm just gonna take the big side and start beating that into my skin. Wow, I am not mad at that coverage. That's pretty good. So just comparing this side to this, you can see it neutralize that like grayish tone I have in my skin. It's a good match for me. I know it's weird for me to say that I like my foundation to have like an ashy tone, but a bitch is ashy. I don't know what to tell you. I just cannot help it. That is my color. But I'm actually pretty impressed by how olive this color is. So that's pretty nice. I'm actually really happy with the finish, the coverage, and like I said, the color is a good match. So now I'm gonna go in with the matchsticks, and probably the most impressive thing about this is that they're magnets. Thought that was pretty neat. So I think I'm gonna contour first. So I'm gonna take the matchstick in the color Mocha. I'm gonna start at the hollows of my cheekbones. And then go into my hairline a little. And what I like about this is it's easy to just go in and contour the nose since it's a stick. And now with a blending brush, I'm just gonna go through and blend this out. So as far as blendability goes, not bad. Tiny bit on the dry side, but it's still blended out pretty okay. So this is giving me a nice and subtle finish. I think that's what I'm getting from the brand so far, is everything is very minimalist, sort of subtle, natural geared, which, you know, I like. I want to say I wish the matchsticks were a tiny bit creamier, but when they're creamier, then they just kind of tend to look too slick. So I feel like it's probably in a good place. Maybe if it were like 5% creamier. But like I said, if you are a drier skin type, make sure you're really moisturizing before you put this foundation and matchsticks on. And if you're like a really, really dry skin type, I would probably skip it altogether. I imagine this is probably great for oily skin. Me, I'm normal dry. I moisturize properly and it looks fine on me, so you can definitely pull it off. You just can't be too dry. Now then, I'm gonna go into the under eyes and the highlighting. So I have like a little bit of darkness under my eyes, so this is where it gets cool with the matchsticks because you can like mix and match. I'm gonna take the color Honey because this is nice and peachy, and I'm actually gonna put this right here at the inner corners where I have that slight darkness. And just with that sponge that I used, I'm gonna take the pointy side and blend this out. You could easily do this with your finger too. And this is just going to cancel out that darkness before I move into brightening. And actually, I do wanna add a little bit more right here. I tend to get a little bit of darkness there too. And like I said, you could definitely blend it out with your finger. So now, unfortunately, I couldn't find a direct match for the concealer for me with the matchsticks, but if I mix sand and bamboo, it turns out to be pretty perfect. So I'm gonna combine these two. I'm gonna start with sand. Yeah, if I were oilier, I think this would work out really, really well. Maybe we'll add just a tiny bit of bamboo. And then again with the pointy side, I'm just gonna beat the skin until it's nice and blended. And this being damp, again, is good for blending out this drier formula. So next up, for the blush, I'm going to use Yacht Life, which is another matchstick. This is a beautiful color. I love that it's like a glowy peachy pink. So I'm just gonna apply that directly. And then you can do this with your finger or the sponge, whatever you prefer. Just start blending it out. And of course, because all of this is on the drier side, I'm definitely not using any sort of setting powder because the finish is already perfect. It's nice and matte. So for the highlight, I debated. I was thinking about using another one of the matchsticks to do the highlight, but I just wanted to show another formula so you get a better idea of the brand. So I'm gonna use this highlight duo. It's called the Killawatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo. And the color that I'm gonna use, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's Hustla Baby. So it's this one right here, which is a little bit more in your face highlight. This one's more of a subtle, soft highlight. So I'm just gonna take a small duo fiber brush. And all the red brushes, red handle brushes you're seeing me use, these are by Smashbox. They're my current favorites. I've been using them nonstop. So I'm just gonna start patting that on the high points of my cheeks. Ooh, that's pretty. Lately, I've been having to contour my jawline more because put on a little weight. So my jowls are starting to hang a little. Nothing a little contour can't fix. So it's a really nice highlight. It's gold, but it does, I don't know if you could tell through the camera, it does have a little bit of a peach undertone too. And I'm enjoying putting on highlighter with this smaller brush. It is just easier to place as opposed to getting it all over. So to me, everything turned out pretty nicely. The only thing I want to do now is set it with the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist because that's just going to give a little bit of like that dewy finish to something that's, in my opinion, a little too matte for my personal taste. So I'm just going to take this and do it up. Yeah, that's definitely more my speed. So if you're ever too matte, this is great for setting everything. For the eyes, I'm gonna be using the Burgundy Bar palette from Maybelline. You can see it's got a lot of those nice rich berry tones. And actually this first color I'm just gonna apply with my finger. So I'm gonna take this color right here. It's almost like a, it's like a bronzy purple, bronze berry kind of color. So I'm just gonna really push this into my lid from inner corner to outer corner and then just start blending it out once I get to the crease. Don't underestimate what a good blending tool your finger can be, especially with a formula like this that's nice and velvety and soft. And again, just pressing it into my lid to really get that rich color payoff. And once you've got it all the way across your lid, just start blending it out, up and out. So I'm gonna take this small smudge brush and I'm gonna dip into that same color. And this is going to go into my lower lash line. I don't wanna make it too smoky, but I definitely wanna add a little bit of that. I just love that red tone. So pretty. So for the sake of this being a nice blended look, I'm going to first take this blending brush and I'm gonna dip into this color right here. It's a more neutral brown, but it is still shimmery. So I'm gonna follow this up with a matte neutral shade. And don't be afraid to get this color all the way into this inner part of the brow bone. That just makes it a really romantic smoky look. And then with that same brush, to eliminate any remaining edges, I'm gonna dip into this neutral matte shade and just cancel out anything that's left. Really just cleaning it up. So now, because this color is so pretty, I definitely want to add it. This shimmery purple, I'm just gonna take a flat brush and just add this to the outer edge. It's not really going to darken it, it's just going to add a more purple tone to it. And again on the other side, just patting it into the outer corners. All right, now I'm gonna take a black eye pencil. This is by Burts Bees. It's their Nourishing eyeliner in soft black. And I'm just going to line the inner rim of my top lash line. I'm debating if I should do the bottom. I might as well. Do your waterline as well. I personally don't feel the need to do any more than that. If you wanted to, you could slap a liner on it. I'm gonna stop right here and go straight into the mascara. I'm using the Lash Sensational by Maybelline. And I'm gonna start this at the base of my lashes and close my eyes against the wand as I roll it upward. It's a little trick I use to make my lashes as long as possible. And then just hit those bottom lashes lightly. And now I'm going to take this brow pencil from Benefit and just lightly fill in my brows, not too much. I mostly just fill in the top. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that Mario did my makeup last week, and I was like probably the most excited I've ever been in my whole life. And he did my brows so nice. It was very different than I do them. He made them darker and like longer. It was kind of like that. It was like longer. I like it. This brow actually dips down lower than the other brow, so I have to like create the illusion that they're lined up. All right, now I'm just gonna hit the brows with my Fiber Volumizer from Maybelline. This is the color Soft Brown. Just gonna set them in place. All right, finally for the lips, I'm gonna start out with this Laura Mercier lip pencil in Natural Lips. Just kind of gonna contour. You guys know I love the Dolce & Gabbana Cashmere lip liner, but this is really nice too. So I was going to use this Dior matte lip color. It's called Jungle. It's a really pretty deep nude, but I feel like it's going to compete with the eyes a little bit, so I'm just gonna continue filling in the lips with the liner, just so we have a soft and nude color. And then I'm gonna take the Shine Shot from Maybelline and just add a very tiny dab of this. And just start pressing my lips together. So this basically just mixes with the lip liner that I have all over. And it's not a super gloss. Like if I put a lot more gloss, it would be way glossier, but I wanted it to be kind of subtle because, again, I don't want it to fight the eye look. That actually turned out perfectly. I really like that color. So that's it for this look, guys. I hope you like the look, and I hope you found my Fenty mini review useful. If you have more questions about the Fenty line, leave them down in the comments. We can chat there. Of course, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.